Hello and welcome back to you. Today we're going to be taking a look at Maesuma Top 10. We finally got there. I know it took a little bit, but this tournament was overall amazing, really stacked. Probably actually not probably, the biggest tournament of the weekend. And it sets up for a couple cool storylines going into Ludwig tournament. So Akola won the whole thing. Mia got second. Yoshidora got third. Yara got fourth. Proto Bonham and Hiro got fifth. Kameme and Alice got seventh. And then the ninth was, I think, Sigma was somewhere ninth. Yeah, Sigma was ninth. Matsu was ninth, Niotona was ninth, and that was as was now. And then Yama, Repo, Atorie, and Noi were all 13th. So overall, incredibly stacked tournament. And something elephant in the room: Zachary was at this tournament. He placed the worst he's ever placed a tournament in 49th, which is crazy. He underperformed his seed by such an insane amount. Like, it's just insane. And it's going to be interesting going into Ludwig to see how he does. Because I think, actually, not even I think, this should just be a fluke. Like, he just came off winning a Wanted as well, where he got, like, a bunch of really good wins. I just think this was, like, a really bad tournament for him. Unfortunate, honestly, but it's better to get it out at this Maesuma than at Ludwig tournament, because that would suck. But it is going to be interesting to raise questions. Maybe he loses some faith in some of his characters. I know he went down in the first set they lost. I think he lost it 3-1. Yeah, he lost the set 3-1. I know he went down the first two games with the Sheik and then switched to Joker and then lost the last game with Joker as well. So maybe he just like Sheik isn't for him. Maybe he drops character. Maybe it's just a trial run. Like obviously you're not going to do amazing with a new character, but he's been playing Sheik for a pretty decent amount of time now. So it's going to be interesting for sure. But something else that's very interesting is me and how smart I am because my two people that I predicted to overperform their seed were Sumo Suto, who is like, you know what, you can't always be right. But I also predicted Alice, and Alice had the run of their life. Alice ended up getting ninth place with wins over Tora, who was where I thought their end would end, honestly, over Tora. But then they also beat Senra, Repo, Niatono before finally falling to Mia, who ended up getting second. And then I think they lost to who they were projected to lose to in winners. Yeah, they lost to Abadongo in a very close 3-2 set, though. So no shame in that. And then I think Abba placed 9th or 13th. Or not actually, he didn't place either. He placed 17th, which is also an underperformance for him for sure, but not like a terrible placement at all. He got upset by Sigma, who had a great run, by the way. I think Sigma still placed his seed. Let's take a quick look at that. Yeah, wow, okay, he placed his seed exactly, but still, nonetheless, I think it was a very good run. And a little underperformance from Abadongo, but again, not the end of the world. He just came off a good win or a good run at VCA. So sometimes you have bad ones, sometimes you have good ones. Just like Zachary coming off a Wanted, had a bad one, not the end of the world. Now, someone that doesn't have bad ones, obviously, is Akola. With this run, beating a ton of amazing players, and then obviously securing the thing from winners. So he beats Repo in winners, which is like crazy that they had to fight that early on. Then he beats Yama, then he beats Sigma, and then he beats Hiro, Yoshidora, and Mia. All of them, like, just it wasn't crazy dominant. I will say that. Usually when Akola wins a tournament, it's like, oh damn. But he did have to fight for a lot of the. It was pretty tough, and people are getting very clearly good at the Yoshi matchup, especially Yoshidora. Even though Hiro did take more games, I think Yoshidora is just like one of the best players in the world. That matchup, like Yoshidora light. I mean, Hiro evidently maybe just had a good run, but I think he's an incredible player as well. And then also Yoshidora getting a win over Proto, placing well consistently. He is just absolutely amazing. Always does consistent. Hopefully we can see him at worse stuff. Don't know. He's got real life stuff to deal with though, so it makes sense. But he also beat Mia and Hikaru, even though he lost to Mia in the run back. He's still proving he's beating a traditional top like 5 player in the world, and Proto barely losing to Akola in a pretty close set, honestly. And all things considered, he is doing absolutely amazing, and he's doing it with Yoshi. The only one doing it with Yoshi to this success. There is some other Yoshi players, but it is nowhere close to how good Yoshidora is. Also, Mia had a pretty underwhelming performance at Maesuma, top 9, but this one he came right back, using to Yoshidora in winners, but in losers he went like absolutely crazy. He beat, who's his first win? He beat Now, who's a very good player, and then he beat Alice pretty dominantly. Then he beat Hiro very dominantly. Then he beat Yara pretty dominantly as well. And then Yoshidora was a close set, but he did win it. And then he did lose to Akola, but like who doesn't? So incredibly run from Mia. I'm really happy to see him doing well again. That like it shows the Kagaribu one wasn't a fluke. I think we all knew it wasn't a fluke. But like, prove your haters wrong and prove yourself right that you're doing doing well. So shout out to him for doing that. Really good run. Some other impressive runs were against Sigmas. We kind of looked at for a second. Kameme staying consistent again, getting that 7th place seed. That I think he's projected for 5th, but I think we had him as 7th, which is makes sense. He's been doing very consistently. Happy to see him doing well in Japan and NA because he was struggling a bit in Japan, but now he seems to be found his footing again, which is always nice. Torier back as well. Just staying consistent, not getting that top like he was in some previous tournaments, but staying around this like 13th, 9th, 17th area. I feel like that's where he normally is. But he did get a win on Hikaru, and then probably the run of the tournament. It's either Alice or this person. This person being Yara. I don't know why I held off on it. Yara had an absolutely bonkers run. Like, look at this. When do they start in losers? They start losing to Proto Bonham, which is not bad, and they beat Horku, and then it gets crazy because then they beat Umeki 3-2. Then they beat Kanebe, or I think is it Kanebe? I don't know actually know how you say that, but they beat them 3-0. Then he beat Torier 3-0, then Sigma 3-0, and then it's like wow, incredible run. And then you look at top 8, he beats Kameme 3-2, gets the run back on Proto, and then eventually does lose to Mia. But still, you beat the guy that beat you, beat Proto Bonham, which is insane, and then you also beat Proto. Like, that's crazy. On top of a bunch of other good wins as well. Like, he is 100% the player of the tournament. He played absolutely incredible. And we have known about Yara for a while. Like, he is a good Sam's player. He just doesn't travel a ton, unfortunately. Kind of like the same thing again with Yoshidora. I think Yara hasn't been playing as much just as of late though. But seeing him at this tournament was really, really good. He is in contention for best Samus in the world, which is like crazy to say because the Samus players are so good. Like, there's a ton of good ones in NA. Siski's obviously the best one right now, and some other good ones in EU as well, like Quick. It's like the amount of good Samus players is unreal, and I don't know, maybe Samus carries one Steve. I mean, obviously not, but it's fun to think about. Some other good runs. Niatono also had a good run as well, staying consistent. Unfortunately, not getting into that top 8, but he definitely can. Losing a close set to Proto, getting a win over Budusho, and then who else? Omatsu. I think Omatsu had a really good run. He beats Noe, he beats Levi or Levy, I don't know how you say that, and he beat Luminous as well, which are all very good wins, especially the Noe win. Noe's been doing incredibly lately, and it was just like a lot of really good Japanese players, like, because we were missing some Japanese players this tournament, unfortunately. Like, T was missing, Shuton was missing, Passeriman, Osimo, probably Gex, and then probably another one that I'm forgetting, because Ken, there we go. That should be all of them, unless I forgot which one more, which would be embarrassing. But there's like a ton of like really good Japanese players at this tournament. But then like the spots that would be filled with those players are getting filled by like amazing players, like an Omatsu for example, like a Niatono or like a Now. I think Niatono is probably an exception. He probably still gets that with those players. But I think like a chance for players like Now to have their like time to shine, like Now getting a win over Abadango, very impressive. And then also getting a win over Yama, like just a ton of players like getting to show how good they are. Despite like it is still top level Japan, but it's like it gives more people shine. It's like kind of like when NA tournaments less stacked, even though this tournament was like incredibly stacked. It's like a glitch region, for example. Like we saw a good run from a couple people at glitch region, or just like glitches in general. I feel like glitch is the place where good runs happen. I feel like this was like a tournament like that where there's like a ton of players that are like really good here that are still winning the entire thing. But then there's also like a ton of breakout runs from like players that are known but like not as known, which I think is just super super sick. A shame that we don't get to see any of them except Akola in the Ludwig event because everyone else is either Proto had to drop out. Yoshidora, I don't think could attend. Same with Hiro, and then Kameme, I don't think he could attend. I don't actually. He might be in there. I don't think he is though. And then the rest of them were all at Laodicea. But it's gonna be a stack tournament, and now we're gonna look at the sets, or we're gonna look at the grand finals game, and then we'll go over sets of the tournament, and then we'll end the video. Alright, so getting into the set, it is going to be Mia versus Akola, the last game of Grand Finals, and I love that Mia counterpicks with Hero here, just because the Game & Watch wasn't working, and this is also not a good matchup for Steve. Like, it's not like the end of the world, because Steve is one of those characters that the matchups don't really matter, but I do like the idea of counterpicking a character that you are maybe not the best with, but you're still super comfortable with, and is bad for the other character. I think that's going to be super important in the future of Ultimate, and something that you're going to notice right away, Mia is essentially only going for buffs. We unfortunately can't read what he's saying because it is in Japanese, but for the main part, he is going to be looking for buffs, maybe like a strong like Kaboom or something like that, like Flame Slash right there, and Shield is like a great option, like super spaced, does a ton of shield pressure as well, kind of forces them to back off. That was, okay, I'm usually pretty harsh on Steve combos. That was a pretty good Steve combo. I'll give it up. He could have got like maybe one or two more uppers in there, but that was decent. Good job, Akola. That was really smart by Bia going for the platform there because like you just avoid the ledge trap as well, just like super smart. He's been doing a lot of these uppies as an oh sorry, kicked the mouse there. He's been doing a lot of these up. He died. Come on. But he's been doing a lot of these uppies out of shield, which I think is a good option. That is crazy that he died off the side because he didn't tech. That is that's insane. Just super unfortunate. But now Akola has a huge lead. He has diamond tools and a diamond in the glove department, or compartment would be the right thing to say there. Which is just like so scary, especially against Akola. That could have been so bad, led to a bad situation. He could have just zoomed out of it too, though, which is something that makes Hero also so great. Is the fact that he always has zoom on hand. But I will say Akola doesn't get, or Mia isn't getting a ton off of every conversion, whereas Akola every time he's hitting is that was bad. That was really bad. Let's see. Is there a reason in specific he might have gone for that? I think it would be because he thinks Akola is going to full drift into him, but also why would he do that? So that was just really not just a flop. It happens. But now you have okay. That was lucky that he got. I think he got a down tilt on shield or something. Because he probably wouldn't have been able to get that zoom. Oh no, he just got a raw down tilt. Because the way if hero works, if you don't know, MP is based off per hit, or if you hit their shield, you get it back, and then he wouldn't have been able to do that zoom without the MP. Even though I think zoom doesn't cost a ton, he just probably wouldn't have had enough. Then he might have just died off that situation as well. There again, whenever Akola or Mia, God, whenever Mia wants out of a situation, he's upping, and I like when he uppies near the platform because it doesn't put him into like that super big punish window. Just hit the Jake smash right there. But I think it is a very intelligent thing to do, even though it's not working out a ton. The counter pick is not working. That was beautiful. What was could he have killed off of that? I mean, I said Steve, so yeah, but that was just like a really good combo. It gives him like ledge or stage control. It gives him 80% as well, and maybe with terrible DI, could have killed. Now this situation for Mia is actually not well. The game situation is bad, but the specific one is not that bad because Steve, even though he's a full bar of blocks, has no iron, and iron is incredibly important. Really good parry. Unfortunately, couldn't get the kill. He can't really go for the. Oh, that was a good catch. Can't really go for the up smash right there because the up smash hitbox is so small that you just kind of want to get the guarantee. But then again, gets the boost and he gets the kill off of that. Should get out of here. Yeah, if Akola caught Mia when he was on speed mode, he would have been cheating and he just would have had to have been banned from events. Oh my god, every single hit Akola gets is a huge conversion, and that is why he is like top 2 in the world right now, top 3 in the world. Is because every single time he hits you, it is a huge conversion. That is a Steve thing, but it's also Akola being optimized, getting the maximum out of every single opportunity. And also again, he has no iron here, so it's kind of a tricky situation. Nice little tech right there. But then all that makes up all this fancy shenanigans by Mia, and it doesn't matter. Akola just hits him with an up smash out of shield. Wins the set, pops off. He deserves it. That is another tournament under his belt. He's been performing just unreal lately. He is so good. So excited to see him at the Ludwig tournament. All right, I'll just put this set back on. Sets the tournament to watch at least. I mean, Hiro and Akola was amazing. Akola Yoshidora was really good. Mia Yoshidora was really good. Mia Akola, like basically, I didn't get to watch as much of this tournament as I'd like to, granted. But all of top 8 I was very keen in on, and all of top 8 was super sick. Like just great sets overall. Sorry, my mic cut for a second there. But any set with Akola in it, I always recommend watching it. And then if you don't like Steve, I mean, Hiro was really hype. Alice making an incredible run was really sick. Yara as well, I'd watch all of their sets. It was overall a great tournament. The best set of the tournament, I think, was probably Yoshidora Mia in the run back. That was just set. Like, they both played so well. Both, like, clearly knew what they were doing there. And then they're also just amazing players. So, yeah. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If I missed something about your favorite top player or I just said something wrong, I don't think I did, but it's not impossible. Please let me know in the comments down below. Any ideas for future videos will always be great. Thank you guys for the support. It means so much to me. And yeah, I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.